Welcome back, everyone. Nick and Lex here. Thank you so much for joining me to another episode of Music with Nick. Today we got a marathon by Eric MEREDITH, and we got a powerful one today. That's why I'm wearing my Metallica shirt. This is more, I guess, I would say progressive metal, you know, and I'm super excited because Tool is on here. Haken, I call it Haken like bacon because I used to call it Haken for some reason. I don't know. I thought they were Scandinavian and Haken sounded, I guess, I don't know, more accurate, but I was wrong. But no, we're gonna start it off first with Rishloo. I've not heard of Rishloo before. We're gonna do Feathergun in the Garden of the Sun, and this is from the self-titled oh wait a minute, this is from the album just Feathergun. This is from 2009, and then we're gonna do Haken. We're gonna do the album The Mountain, Cockroach instead of Cockroach, Cockroach King. Oh my God, Cockroach. 2013, and then we've already made a we reacted to one song from Fauna from again Haken. This is so cool, and it was a great song. This is Taurus that we're gonna react to, and then the Mighty Tool, and we're gonna see Tool on the same day as Metallica on October 8th. This is Vicarious or Vicarious. I think it's Vicarious. If that's wrong, please let me know. I do have the tendency to mispronounce a lot of stuff. But this is from the album 10,000 Days back in 2006. All right, so I'm ready to go. Thank you so much, Eric, for your support. You've been, you know, a member of the channel, like, you know, a commenter for so long, and I do appreciate it so much, as well as a Dan member, a monthly Dan member. That's where you have a guaranteed song no matter what. It's basically a tier. If you're interested, you can check it out in the description. But without further ado, thank you so much, Eric, for sponsoring the video. I do appreciate it very much. Thank you, and let's go. All right, here we go. So it's about to get loud. Get ready, everyone. This is gonna be awesome. Here we go. so good. It's a really cool mix of a lot of bands I guess I've heard. But they're from Seattle. I was like, that's the only thing that I could kind of like find. They're not so too big yet. There's no Wikipedia page, but hey, it doesn't matter. They're amazing. That's all I can say. Really, really good. I love that. Like, I don't know, the vocals remind me a little bit of Tool, just the style of the vocalist, and but the music is totally different. The music is a little bit, I guess, is not as like groovy as Tool gets. Like, you know, when they get very heavy, but it's like, I don't know. I can't compare them to Tool because Tool is so unique in their style. So, but it reminds me like a mix of, I want to say like System of a Down, but System of a Down is more like straight up, you know, also their own genre. They're not really progressive, but they're not really heavy metal. They're just like their own like kind of like style, you know. But yeah, this is very good. This is also very just unique. It doesn't really have a formula. It's like there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm digging it very much. Thank you, Eric. And I know someone who's going to be very excited to hear this because that person is also from Seattle. And I never reveal any names or locations of anyone. So, but you know who you are, of course. So awesome. And yeah, this is a really cool set because it's them and then Haken and then Tool. And then, so yeah, I'm very excited. And they're all, you know, kind of like in the prog genre, of course. But yeah, let's continue. Let's go back a little bit. And awesome. I'm seeing bright lights, silhouettes of night fights, and I see it all. I see it all. I'm seeing bright lights in between the night fights, and I see it all. I see it all. I see it all through the walls and the walls. Who might you be? Who should you be? Killing with feather guns when they don't understand what you're fighting for. I see it all through the walls and the walls. Who might you be? Who should you be? Killing with feather guns when they don't understand you're fighting for ground control. Well, even the ending, like it was just like da 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 da. You know, this chord, like I don't know, really, really good. I'm really digging them. Let's see. So this was 2009. So it looks like they have 4 albums, but on Spotify. Maybe they have more. 2004, 2007, 2009. That's the one that I did right now, the reaction, and 2014. So they have and really cool artwork as well, but I don't really see anything like a Wikipedia page. Oh, okay, doesn't matter. They're on Prog Archives. The first drummer merely credited as Tyler. Let's see. Oh, okay. It says often compared to modern popular prog acts such as Dredge. I think I've done a reaction to Dredge. The Mars Volta, Tool. Rishloo quickly obtained a following among the indie music crowd. Let's see. Oh man, the band's second release, Eidolon. That's a Alan Holdsworth song. But I just want to see if they're still going. Yeah, it's only 4 albums. Yeah. Actually, I mean, Prog Archives is even better for me as an like information tool, you know, about prog rock, but it's just like progressive rock, you know. But man, this is great. This was great. So I kind of like the comparison with Tool, I think, is because of the vocalist, just the style, but it says they are influenced by the Beatles, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, and David Bowie. Three of my favorite bands, because the Beatles I'm just not so familiar with, but Pink Floyd, everything, Led Zeppelin, everything, David Bowie, the later stuff, the 80s stuff and the 90s stuff, the 70s stuff, I'm not too familiar with. I don't know why. I couldn't get to it. But this was great. Thank you so much, Eric, for the introduction to this. I mean, I want to say new band for me, of course. But so all the fans, I hope they're having a good time. So now, Haken. And that's so funny because Alexia was like, well, just remember, like, you know, Haken, you know, like bacon. And I was like, okay, because I guess in all my reactions before that, I was like, oh yeah, the band Haken. Here we go with Haken. And yeah, okay. But these guys are from England. So here we go with Cockroach King. And this is a epic one. This is about 8 minutes. Here we go. Let's go.
Tantalized by the cockroach and its promise, I fantasized about soaring with golden wings. Hypnotized by the cockroach and its promise, I was compromised by a treasure that was fit for food. The hunter draws closer to its prey. Vacantly, I was gazing at the mirage. I yearned to be an apostle of the self-made man. Hopelessly, I bathed in my ignorance, desperately talking on the roach of irony. My fickle fortune beckoned, a treasure fit for fools. Haunted hearts closer to its prey. I blindly wandered down the golden path in pursuit of the misbegotten dream. The great Gatsby whispered in my ear, the road from rags to riches leads nowhere. The grand illusion beckoned with promises of deceit. The cockroach king sits on his throne with the Midas touch and a heart of stone. An empire built on gold and greed, a bleeding ground for those who heed.
Wow. 360.
The grand illusions faded.
That was amazing. I love when people, you know, when bands take those chances, you know, because they can just pull it off, you know, just, you know, I love the whole theatricality of the track. Very reminds me a bit of Symphony X, the Vine Wings of Tragedy, the whole like the whole singing, or like Queen, when Queen did Bohemian, that kind of stuff. But I love that there's a lot of layers, a lot of orchestration, and Symphony X does that as well. I think that's why they tour together, Haken and Symphony X, a lot. But this was like totally unexpected. Like you got some jazz piano, the bass, and it could have gone a little bit longer. It's like those things that Dream Theater does, in Metropolis. I think what song? I think it's number 4. Oh, I don't know. I wish I remember. But where they suddenly play like the ragtime. Jordan Rudess just starts to jazz or ragtime piano in the middle of the. It's so cool when they really go out of the genre, metal into like jazz or into like totally something different. Like on Liquid Tension, they did some flamenco suddenly, and When the Water Breaks, I think, or stuff like that. Or was it Another Dimension? But it was like you were suddenly like in France, so cool. But yeah, I'm loving this. Really, really cool. Loving this band. Let's go back a little bit.
The grand illusion's fading. The hunter snares its prey. I fear and loathe the cockroach. The mirage melts away. The Cockroach King sits on his throne with the Midas touch and a heart of stone. An empire built on God and greed. I'm bleeding ground for those who
Some underwater bossa nova.
search of the truth, with your promises of deceit. Trapped in your kingdom, built on greed and guile, built on greed and guile. Only to find the insects have multiplied. Cockroach King of gall and greed, with a broken crown he's left to bleed. An empire falling to its knees, a bleeding ground for those who heed. To be a disciple of the cockroach, I was hopelessly choking on the roach of fallacy. Thankfully, when the mirage finally melted, the impurity of the cockroach was revealed to me.
Man. Awesome. So many things I loved about music, about progressive music. And I'm sure even, older audiences that were listening to Yes and Emerson, Lake and Palmer and Genesis and stuff like that, or just, will find something to like you because those bands were just very extreme, like King Crimson and stuff, like just very, they would switch up their stuff. It was just like, whoa, what's happening, and this is the feeling I get here. There's a lot to love here. Like the guitar player, his solos are so very unexpected, they're not so I don't know, they're not so predictable, I guess, like John Petrucci, for example, he is more influenced, I think, by David Gilmour and some really amazing shredders, and he makes it work, and he plays a solo that's usually, and I'm not discrediting John Petrucci here at all, because I think he's one of my favorite, one on the, like, I guess between the 10 best ones when it comes to creating a masterful solo. They're just super beautifully played. And he has done some weird stuff as well, but usually he just goes for, drama and resolution and very cool licks and just beautiful. And this is a little bit more like, this sounded a little bit more like Ron Tal. If you know Ron Tal, check him out. He's also known as Bumblebee or Bumblebee Big something, but check out Ron Thal, Thal, and there's a lot of Ron Thal here, and also Ron Jarzombek, Spastic Inc., that kind of stuff. Like, it just like really unexpected, like stop and go, soloing. And I've heard some Haken, even the guitar player, where it literally sounded like an Alan Holdsworth solo. It was just, he had the phrasing right, and even the whammy bar, like stuff that he does, Alan Holdsworth, it's almost like he's talking. He does that very, very much. So I appreciate all this. There's a lot of change here. That's why I say, like, I would compare it almost like to 70s progressive rock, not the conventional, just straightforward progressive metal. Like, this is more, I don't know, I like how they use different elements and different instruments, or just different, like, it's not so predictable. You like you walk in and you listen to this and you're like, okay, what happened here? You know, I like that very much. I like that surprise factor, you know. It's not too predictable at all, you know. And when I listen to 70s rock, 70s prog, excuse me, that happens a lot when we listen to ELP. We're like, wow, they just pulled a complete 360 here. Like the chords are different, the whole tempo changed. And yes, of course, other progressive bands do that as well, but more in the metal vein. And this kind of like leaves a little bit, just specifically this tune. So this was great. Okay, now we're going to do another tune from Haken from this year's Fauna album. And this is called Taurus. So here we go. And I'm going to send this one to Alexia right now so she can listen to it in the car. And I'm so happy, but she now loves heavy metal. I honestly can't believe it, you know, because we were together for years and I always tried, you know, listen to this. And she's like, yeah, okay, of course. It's like, oh God, I hate it. And now she's like, you know, she finally got into it. She finally understood what it was about, but it took her the 70s band to get into that understanding. Rush and now she digs bands like Dream Theater, and we can listen to Liquid Tension or Ingrid Malmsteen or Steve Vai, and she's like, yeah, you know. So that is just, for me, the most amazing thing, that my wife can finally enjoy the music that I love, you know, because before she was like, yeah, sure, honey, yeah, it's amazing, you know. And I knew she didn't like it, but now I can actually see it in her eyes. She's like, wow, you know. And she sends me pictures like, look at what I'm listening to, and it's like Liquid Tension or, you know, Alan Holdsworth. It's like it's insane. It's like makes me the happiest man. Okay, here we go with Taurus.
A generation lost, a path of self-destruction. The Taurus runs amok, trading greener pastures for silver-tinted suns. This wrath bestowed upon us will only strengthen. Don't look back, a new light's waiting. All not safe will be lost.
they can be like dun 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 diddle diddle doodle doodle dun 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 diddle dun 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 dun. You know, like this the like I don't know. They just like, you know, these licks just pulling out of their sleeve. You know, it's like dun 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 dun, and it's like super syncopated, and then doodle doodle diddle down. But the whole like, it's just so good. I know. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You know, if you're listening to a Haken video, like I don't have to tell you what's awesome about them, but it's just like it just is amazing how good these guys are. And then they go into these beautiful bridges, like da 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 da, just beautiful, and then bum 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 back into the meat grinder. You know, love it, man. So good. Okay. Man, I'm gonna go see them. I just looked up when they're gonna be back here in Denver, and they're gonna be here on May 5th. So there's enough time. It's only April yet. Okay. So yeah, we're going 100%. Let's see. Yes. Yeah, I'm and it's only like 25 minutes away from here, from home. Definitely going. This new album is just fantastic. And last time, I'm kind of bummed that I don't know, maybe they tour with Symphony X, who knows, but although they would say, but I don't know if this is where we saw Marty Friedman and Queensryche, but the Gothic Theater, I think it is. But yeah, hey, awesome. Oh, and May, okay, there's a lot of time. May 31st. Okay, yeah, we definitely got a lot of time to see them. And man, what a great band. Ah, Jesus. I loved everything about this song. This was just very, very good. I mean, what's not to love here, you know? Now, we're gonna go with the super prog giants. Like, Tool is so up there for us. I mean, Alexia just loses her stuff when she listens to Tool. Me too. This is from 10,000 Days, and if I'm mispronouncing this, please don't kill me in the comments. Vicarious, but it could be Vicarious. I don't know, you know. I do speak 4 languages, but there's a, you know, there is a always a way to pronounce certain things in each language, and I sometimes it's like, is this the way you say it, like in English, but it could also be spoken in this because it's Latin or it's Spanish, you know. So, you know, I'm sorry if I mispronounce a lot, but that's just a part of me, I guess. Okay, so let's go. This is from, like I said, 2006, before, I guess, their long hiatus. And then they did come back with another album. And yeah, that's, yep, 2019. Took him 13 years. That's crazy. But hey, here we go with the song. Okay, this is a long one. Here we go. Tool is just like the riff kings, man. But it's like, it's just the way they play this palm muted stuff and the bass and the drummer. I mean, just I think his name is Danny Carey. He's just, what can I say? But the thing about it's so crazy because my best friend at the time, and unfortunately we're not in touch anymore, but we grew up listening to metal. I remember he was listening to like Dr. Dre and Eminem and in high school, and I was like, hey, listen to this, like Led Zeppelin. And then we got into Metallica and Iron Maiden, and then we started playing together, and he was always the bass player, I was always the guitar player. Then he switched to the drums as well, so he learned those two, and so we were like in 6-7 bands together. Sometimes he was the bass player, sometimes he was the drummer. And then he moved to Seattle actually to study it was sound. And I moved to Guadalajara, and I studied music. And then we got together again, and then he was like, oh man, like, and then he was into the Peppers, Soundgarden. He was all into grunge. And we're talking about like 2006, and he was also very much into Tool, and he tried to get me into all these bands. And then I got him somehow into Rush, but I didn't even listen to Rush because I was listening to Dream Theater, but he didn't like Dream Theater, he liked Rush. But I didn't like Rush. It's super weird. We never could find we only had Metallica, Megadeth, and Iron Maiden that we liked, to like those bands we loved, but he didn't really even like Priest. It's so weird. We never had the same taste. And then I wanted to get him into Symphony X and Dream Theater and Spastic Inc. And he's like, oh, it's all like blah, blah, blah. Because I used to spend 8-9 hours playing guitar. And I was like, they don't even solo. Hey, man, I'm not going to listen to this, I mean, we're teenagers at the point, so it's just a shame. So I never got into Tool because of that, because it was amazing. It was amazing, but it was just like the ego-centric teenager who's like, no, and why don't they solo, but why don't they have keyboards and stuff? And he was always like, keyboards in a band that's like that's not supposed to, yet like a metal band doesn't have to, like that kind of stuff. We would always argue, but we would always create great jams together, and we have like hundreds of hours of like tapes that we would record each other. But it's just a shame that I never got into Tool because he didn't want to listen to my stuff like Dream Theater, Liquid Tension, Shadow Gallery, stuff like that. And so I was like, well, I'm not gonna listen to your stuff. It's a weird thing, but yeah, this is so good. It's just ridiculous, and it's a shame that we're not friends anymore. I mean, I don't know. People grow apart, and it was because of a band breakup, literally. So yeah, it's so silly. I've tried to get in touch with him, but he just like he won't bite. So let's continue. I'm sorry for pausing so long, but it's a reaction video, so hey, you know the song. Come on. Wow. So good. Like oh man, Tool is just, yeah, it's the thing, if you don't have the lyrics pulled up, it's kind of like hard to make out what he's singing. And I know how deep Tool lyrics go, because I've read some and they're pretty much super deep, you know. um it's so sorry that I'm not analyzing the lyrics, but I'm just trying to, you know, enjoy the music and the whole like chaos that this band is. It's beautiful. It's so well, these musicians are like insane. Like I love their style. Can't wait to see them live and just to live it, you know. The wall of sound that they create, it's just a thing of beauty. Tool is and I like I said, I don't know, I was just, you know, when you're a teenager, you're 19, you're 18, you're dumb, you know. You're you know, it's just like you're set in your ways and you think you know everything, and then the cycle repeats itself, you know. And there's like this, suddenly you open up, you know, when you get older, and then you open up you open up yourself to more sounds and styles and musical ideas. And now I listen to everything and I can pretty much make something out of anything that I hear, you know, any kind of music that I react to. And I just was reacting yesterday to like 60s instrumental music, and I was like after the marathon I was playing this stuff, you know, tried it out, and super interesting, super difficult, because it's all based on jazz and scoring, you know, and you learn about scoring and it's so cool. But yeah, it's just a shame that I could never enjoy this with my best friend, because he was so frustrated, but like, just listen. And I was like, yeah, I am listening, it's amazing, but there was just elements for me that were missing at the time, because I was so into like stuff like Liquid Tension, you know, like the keyboard solos and Petrucci on the guitar, and I was listening to a lot of instrumental music, like I said, you know, Blotted Science with Ron Jarzombek and Alan Holdsworth, and I was into, and he hated all that stuff. He even hated like stuff like just Malmsteen, you know, or Satriani, like very simple, you know, metal, you know, instrumental music. But then it got more and more like weird, and then he kind of like dropped off, and he's like listening to, he was always into Metallica, and he's like, hey, let's watch this movie, you know, some kind of monster. And I was like, I'm not even interested, you know, like because I just like fell off completely, and I was not even listening to Maiden anymore, which is literally a travesty, it's a crime. And yeah, I was just into this whole other universe of music, you know, like but yes, a lot of Symphony X, and Michael Romeo by himself, and so it was all about the crazier the solos, the more complex, the better. And then I was just listening to Alan Holdsworth for like 7 years straight, no other music at all. And I know that's kind of like sick, but hey, you know, that's what kind of like helped me through my difficulties, you know, I guess, in life. And that's when I met Alexia, and then I played it to her and she loved it. I was like, I'm gonna marry that girl. Pretty much. But yeah, so but then I got back into the whole prog rock and prog metal. But I'm happy that I'm getting into this now, and it's a great time to be into prog and metal. So guys, thank you so much. What do you think? Have you heard these songs? If you're into older progressive rock, what do you think about this? I think it's pretty fucking amazing. And you know, you can't really compare 70s or like neo prog with this, but it is just amazing music, and it's all, of course, an inspiration. I mean, I'm sure Danny Carey must have been influenced by maybe John Bonham or Neil Peart or, you know, Mike Portnoy. I don't know, but or even, you know, later, even drummers before those drummers. So who knows? But thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much, Eric. This was amazing. This marathon, so much fun, so much to talk about, and I wish I could just go live, you know, and talk about this stuff with you guys. But we would have to figure out how we would actually listen to the music and just pause and talk about it, you know, just musicians or music lovers or whatever. But thank you so much again for this. Thank you guys for being here. I'll see you in the next video.